Every Vermonter remembers the moment, sometime in March 2020. For me, it was getting the call I'd been dreading, but knew was inevitable. The first COVID-19 patient had been identified in Vermont. It was real. And then the realization set in that it wouldn't stop at just one. As I reflected this week on the anniversary of COVID's arrival in Vermont, the overwhelming emotion I felt was pride. Our health department, hospitals, and community partners sprang to action to educate the public with new terms like social distancing and flattening the curve. They worked together to consider the unimaginable, that hospitals would face a surge of patients so huge that they couldn't accommodate everyone who needed care. They planned for additional capacity, even as, at the same time, they hurriedly learned new protocols and processes to help the swelling number of Vermonters who had contracted the virus. As state officials asked Vermonters to stay home and stay safe with school and business closings, our healthcare heroes stepped up and bravely managed the public health crisis and all the unknowns that came with it. It was through remarkable heroism that healthcare providers confronted the pandemic, and each did on their own. But it was together that we led a COVID response lauded by top medical leaders, including Dr. Fauci, as a model for the nation. Groups of healthcare leaders Skyped and Zoomed their way into meetings where they collaborated and supported one another while also working long hours to serve their own individual communities. Every part of our healthcare system stepped up. Home healthcare workers supporting patients where they live, hospitals and agencies dispensing staff to hard-hit nursing homes. I could not be prouder of our state for the remarkable unity I saw over the last year. And it has been a year of emotional ups and downs, for healthcare workers just like for all Vermonters. But I believe our response was guided by love, honesty, and compassion. Doctors, nurses, laboratory technicians, food service workers, and others shared tears of frustration and despair for the patients they couldn't save, tears of relief as they celebrated the discharge of those who recovered, and, finally, tears of joy as they watched the very first Vermonters get the vaccine, their colleagues, and take the first step toward ending this cruel pandemic. As we stand here 1 year in, the next important step in fighting COVID-19 is getting vaccine to as many Vermonters as possible. We are off to a strong start. We continue to lead the nation as we have from the beginning. I have every confidence that if we remain unified in our fight, we will achieve our objective of a vaccinated Vermont in the coming months, and, once again, experience the beautiful joy of a Vermont summer with family, friends, and neighbors at our side. I am so proud to be a part of this historic effort, and grateful to each and every Vermonter who is doing their part to get us through.